Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about a good laugh heals a lot of hurts. So I was sort of thinking about, what are some of the things that really did give me a good laugh? And one of the things was, I can remember years ago, we were going to a friend's 40th, and I found a card, and the card absolutely made me laugh. It was, for your birthday, I'm going to give you some lion taming lessons. Lion taming lessons? Isn't that a bit dangerous? Oh, you'll be all right. There'll be a chair and a whip. And then it's like, oh, but what if you drop the chair or the whip? Oh, don't worry. You can always throw manure. There will be plenty of manure. Anyway, that whenever I would think about that card in the ensuing weeks of buying it, I would break out into laughter, even if I was just walking down the street by myself. And I guess it's a bit symbolic of life, isn't it? Sometimes there are difficulties. Sometimes we feel like life is throwing poo at us, and sometimes we just have to throw a bit back. But I think that humour really does help soften the path to some of the hurts that we do have. Another funny event that comes to mind is one time I made some pancakes. This was a long time ago. I was a teenager. And my dad was like, "Oh, yeah, I saved them for later," and we put them in the oven, and he promptly forgot about them, and so we found them maybe a week later, and they were furry. So, that was pretty funny too, 'cause, and I'm probably a bit like dad and didn't like throwing food away, so they were wasted anyway because we waited so long. So, what are the funny things in your life that you, um that help you get through the difficult things? Is there a particular movie that's funny that you like to watch, or is there a friend that you hang out with that's funny, or is there a book that you read, or do you have a joke book? What are the things that you do to use humor in your life to help you get through the difficult times? All right, so let's say I'm able to use humor. Why do I so easily laugh at my problems? And we're just going to go into the throat chakra because this is about expressing ourselves, isn't it? All right, I'm comfortable expressing my authentic self. And I think this is often a big problem. All right. Okay. Good morning, Susanna. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Cassie. Yeah. So I guess our authentic self, sometimes we feel like if we just be ourselves, that it won't be acceptable, or it won't be good, or it's not good enough. So it's like being comfortable with our quirky humor, or, with our strange way of looking at things. And I think we need everyone to be themselves. And even if that's a bit different, so be it. All right. So if there's anything humorous that you use to keep yourself good, like in the email was mentioned Michael McIntyre, and he's very funny. So sometimes it's good to have a laugh about the things in life that we do that we probably don't think about, and we just do out of habit or out of that's what we've always done. All right, so something out of the crown chakra. I've been listening to near-death experiences of people, and one of the things that I really got out of it was how much people felt loved, and it was like if you knew how much you were loved and that you were cheered on and encouraged by God. It's like one guy was talking about, he said that God loves you so much and he's always been your biggest fan, and he's every time you've cried or laughed, he's been there with you, holding your hand pretty much in whatever experiences you've had. So it's kind of comforting to think about it that way, because we tend to think of it as that we're not doing a good enough job and could be better and I shouldn't have done this or that. So maybe, having a lighter view of ourselves and trusting that whatever we're doing, we're actually doing the best that we can. And yes, sometimes we could do better. That's okay. Accepting ourselves and laughing that sometimes we really do get stuck in the mud, and sometimes we can't laugh at ourselves or our situation. We can only see the negative side to it. All right, I work by trusting my intuition. And I think you all have intuition, and we're used to using it at different times. Good morning, Tabitha. Also, the earth chakra comes up. So that's like into the earth. It's like our feet, or part of our energy field actually extends into the earth. So we're like really connected to the earth. So sometimes we just need to reestablish our connection and allow ourselves, to put our feet either at the beach or in the grass or even in the dirt or the sand or the snow or whatever it is that we have. All right, and what's coming up here in this earth chakra is not looking after the things we own. And I guess that's respect of self, respect of all that we've been blessed with, and being grateful for what we're being blessed with. My mum came to my house one day, and she's a very big plant person, and she's very good with plants. And she's like, "Oh, that plant's not very happy, and that one needs repotting, and this and that." So it's like, "Oh, okay." So I've been trying to put my plants in new pots and giving them new soil and some plant food to try and help them to feel happier. And they definitely do give me joy. And maybe that's a little bit like how we are. We've become a bit pot bound where we are, and it's like when you pull out a plant that's not doing very well, all the roots are all tangled up around each other and unable to spread out. And maybe it's a bit like painting ourselves into into the corner, isn't it? We're not feeling able to just be ourselves and be our happy selves. We just feel squashed into a little corner where we don't feel comfortable or safe or don't feel free to express ourselves. So it's almost like you've got to repot yourself. An oil that comes up is spearmint. So spearmint's about confident speech. Spearmint promotes confidence in expressing oneself verbally, especially when speaking in front of groups of people. Spearmint also encourages individuals to take a public stand on behalf of their values and opinions. So maybe that's a good thing too, to express what we feel passionate about or what's important to us. And I guess when you go to a particular business, there might be many businesses that sell the product that you want, but we tend to go where we feel valued and cared for and feel able to be ourselves. So I guess as you express yourself and as you express what you feel, we'll find other people that feel comfortable and safe with us, whether it's because you're an energy clearer or, whatever it is that you do. It's like as you express who you really are and what tickles your fancy, that you will find other people that are in your tribe that really get you. All right. So let's look in the ninth chakra now, which is the lunar chakra. All right. I am conscious and present in the now. Tabitha says, I like that. Yeah. And I guess sometimes it's hard to not go off in the future and worry about what could happen and the things that could go wrong, and often they do. But also then we can think about the past, is what's happening now reminding me of the past? And, I definitely fall in that trap a lot. So it's like learning to pull ourselves back out of where we were or what may be coming and just to be here and now today. All right, so the value of gentleness comes up. So are we gentle with ourselves or are we brutal with ourselves and critical of ourselves? All right, my words are spoken carefully and with gentleness at work and at home. I'm considerate of other people's feelings. I no longer need to defend myself. And there's nothing wrong with acknowledging someone else's opinion or the way they look at things. I guess it's an eye-opener sometimes to think about it differently, and it's like, I've never thought about it that way. And as we share our way of looking at it, sometimes we might, give insights to other people. So there's a song called I Am Light by India Ari. And it's beautiful. It talks about, we're not what happened to us. We're not the color of our skin. We're not the things, our family said or people have said to us. We are who we are. And sometimes we can feel that that's not enough. But I think that's a lie we've been sold. I think you're more than enough. And your own perspective and the way you look at it is refreshing, especially to other people. And we all need a little bit of refreshment in terms of our thinking. All right. Is there someone that you know that's refreshing to you that, makes you laugh or makes you see another perspective? All right. Layers of the aura. 6th layer. Sometimes this is the etheric template. It's referred to the spiritual layer and the template for the etheric body. So it forms the grid structure upon which our physical body grows. It assists in moving our linear thought patterns into reality through the actions of the physical body. So a male in your life that might be causing you difficulty in sort of being here and now. So leaking energy through that layer of the aura. This stuck feeling of hatred. Sometimes we can be angry at a particular person because they've made us feel awful about ourselves or they've made our circumstance difficult, and we may be stuck on what happened rather than seeing how that awful what happened made us grow or made us be a little bit different. All right, something from age 6. Where were you? What were you doing when you were 6? The feeling is taken for granted. And sometimes as children, that definitely happens. It's like people assume that we don't understand or we don't see the bigger picture, or maybe we don't understand the full load that our parents were carrying or how they felt, and maybe they were stuck and were unable to put themselves in our shoes. So it's like that failure to be recognized, or our opinion or our thoughts or our feelings to be recognized or acknowledged. It's interesting when you look at baby photos of your own kids or other people too, that, even when they're a little baby and you wonder, who they're going to become and how life's going to go, you can see that who they are is there in that right at the beginning, and, just their personality develops more and maybe they grow up a little, but the essence of who they are is there from the beginning. So we had a arrival of a granddaughter yesterday, so that's very exciting. back into the crown chakra. All right, I am fun and spiritual. I think that's important. I think sometimes we get very serious and worried about our purpose and our family's purpose and what's not happening in the right way. And I definitely fall in that hole. But maybe it's just time to relax a little bit and have a little bit more fun along the way. We can feel that if we're not controlling things, that things are going to pot. And so it's like perhaps sort of taking a step back and knowing really that we don't have much control and that really God is in control. And so trusting that even the very hardest experience that you've had has still taught you something and is being used for your greatest good, I think is a great reminder. Yeah. Thanks, Susanna. She said, sometimes we just have to realize what we feel doesn't belong to us and let it go. That's very true. And I think maybe that happens to us as kids. We can feel our parents' angst about things. Tabitha says, congratulations. And Cassie says, I can't wait to hear her name. Yeah, I still don't know the name. Yeah, that's an exciting thing. All right, I relax and trust the process of life. I think that with our children too, it's like, and even our pets, they come to teach us things and to help us get through different parts of life and to be the person or, pet that we lean on when tough. So let's say I love my life and I'm making the most of it. Something from age 8. The feeling of hopelessness. We can't see how we can make it better or change it. And sometimes we have to live in our families as children when it's not ideal, and we may feel like it's hard to shine or to be who we're supposed to be, but know that we have become who we are supposed to be despite all those things. Okay, something else in the earth chakra. All right, so this earth chakra is weakened by a disregard for the earth and disrespect for the life that dwells therein. So I probably am disrespectful to cockroaches, really hate them. And I know I have a friend that's very mindful of any insects and will take them somewhere else rather than kill them, so go her. All right, holding value in our possessions and our status. sometimes when we might go somewhere, we have to fill in a form and, name, address, whatever, and our profession or, what we're doing. And for some people, they write mother. And for some people, that feels shameful. And for other people, that feels amazing. They're happy to be a mother. And it doesn't always pan out exactly how we think it will. And that's a challenge in itself. But I think there's a great beauty in being a mother and in, giving life to someone else and opportunity. The affirmation, I make a difference. And you really do. It may feel at times that you have no control over anything or no influence over anything, or you can't see how you're possibly getting ahead when it feels like you take one step forward and three back. So trust that every little step that you're doing is worthwhile and that it is felt and it makes a difference. And even if you can't see the effect, there is still an effect. All right, now we're going into the value of faith. I'm choosing faith over fear. I have faith in the goodness of others. I have faith in things unseen, the confidence and assurance that life is joyous. And it can be really easy, and I often fall into that hole of I can't find the joy. So it's like remembering the things that do bring us joy. A book, sitting by the river, visiting with a friend, laughing with friends, funny things that have happened in our lives. These are all things for us to feel confident in, that, we're in the right place at the right time, and that we're not a mistake. Nothing that happens is a mistake. All right, so cranial work needed. There's Ina's book. All right, so being stuck in our head, or energy stuck in our head, so being judgmental, feeling overwhelmed by life, too many things to think about and burdens to carry, always busy doing something or worrying about what you need to do. Also perfectionism, a belief that it's got to be done right, or it has to be done my way. Loss of direction in life, forgetting what's important and focusing on all the problems, feeling like you need to control everyone and everything to be happy. So what's stuck in your head? So an emotion to work with is worry. Oh, this looks about a fear or anxiety. Fear, anxiety, and worry. Okay. So this is again from Nina Siegel. People fear the future based on their past experience. Some people have said that fear is false evidence appearing real. However, many believe that they are powerless victims who lack choice. When fear is present, people are capable of betrayal, lies, prejudice, treachery, blame, rejection, harm, and violence. Fear locks us into negativity, creates shock, anxiety, stress, worry, and occasionally excitability. Fear and anxiety can inhibit change and progress, as many people feel comfortable with what they know. Fear is an emotion that controls, paralyzes, and keeps us imprisoned. Fear prevents people from taking action, trusting, and achieving their goals. It takes on a role of sabotage, constantly creating setbacks, worry, and anxiety, which can lead to depression. Fear also creates a sense of separation, vulnerability, and a sense that someone has power over us. Fear impairs judgment, clouds thinking, limits and blocks your ability to love and to experience peace and joy. She also talks about fear conditions contributes to many health conditions, ulcers, UTIs. Anyway, so this is Ina Siegel's suggestion. She said, place your hands on the part of your body where you feel fear most intensely. Breathe into this area for a few moments while allowing any emotion to rise to the surface with little resistance. Then relax your hand. And she says, Divine Healing Intelligence, using the orange red flame of purification, please dissolve all fear, anxiety, worry, and powerlessness. Assist me to release feelings of helplessness, hopelessness, betrayal, and trauma. Help me to find a blessing in every challenging situation and focus on the best possible outcome. Thank you. Repeat the word clear several times until you feel lighter. Observe the orange-red flame move through your body, mind, emotions, and energy field and begin to dissolve all the negative thoughts, words, feelings, memories, and images of fear, anxiety, worry, and powerlessness. And I guess the opposite of fear is love, isn't it? That we can love people even if they are a bit scary or they're not doing life the way we think they should, that we can still show love and trust that they will work it out in the end, as we have. Right, now we're going into the heart chakra. I allow unconditional love to occupy all of the past painful experiences. We did a talk once on wabi-sabi, which is a Japanese technique where if they break a piece of pottery, instead of throwing it in the bin, they glue it together and then they paint the joints, well, where they've joined it, with gold. And so something that was broken then becomes this beautiful piece of art. And I guess that's what we're wanting to do with our lives, isn't it? That the things that are broken and shameful and hurtful, we want to put them together and paint gold on the scars and the hurts and know that that's made us more beautiful and know that it's made us more strong and resilient. Let's go into the solar star chakra. So part of this, or the emotions associated with this solar star chakra, is about feeling satisfaction. So sometimes, and I know I can fall in this hole too, that, I do something, I think, oh, that could have been better, or I didn't do that bit, or I forgot this, and not being grateful for whatever we could do or whatever we have done. And the stuck feeling of always striving, it's like never good enough. You can't ever feel comfortable or happy that you did a good job. I'm grateful for my senses through which I experience my journey. I exist and rejoice. What's one thing you can do today to celebrate who you are? The unique person that you are, that you're not like any other person, that you are absolutely an original, and there is no one like you, and there hasn't been and there won't be. Yes, we may have similarities to our relatives that have been, but no one is uniquely like us. And I guess it's loving all parts of us, the bits that we think are orderly and good, and then the bits that we think are crazy, to love those bits anyway. All right, we're just going to go into the meridians. So stomach meridian. Are we digesting life, or are we getting digested by life? All right, so when the stomach meridian is not fully operational, there are digestive upsets such as burping, acid reflux, bloating, headaches, and or neck pain. So our neck flexors and extensors and the sternocleidomastoid are all associated with the stomach, and even our biceps. All right, so feeling nervous is an emotion that could upset the stomach meridian. Peppermint oil could be helpful. Peppermint kind of gives us a little break from our problems. Doesn't mean we avoid them. We're just giving ourselves a little breather. All right. I leave behind any discouragement or depression and rediscover the joy of being alive. When times are grueling, I restore my stamina by staying on the surface of emotional issues, gliding over the deep emotions for the time being, as I recharge emotionally to delve again. I am a quick thinker, alert to opportunities, an excellent speaker with a canny memory for names and a funny sense of humour. I enhance my receptive capacities on both mental and spiritual levels, dispelling pride and overcoming feelings of inferiority. So it also can get stuck in the stomach about feeling like it's all about me. And I know I can feel like that at times. Things happen to our kids and, we worry about them, but we also worry about the ramifications of what they do and what happens to us in the process. And I guess we can feel like lack of control or difficulties, and we want to regain control. But again, we have to go back to that, like trust that, even though these difficult things are happening, there is a reason and we're learning something from that. Also the oil marjoram. So marjoram teaches that trust is the basis for all relationships. So it assists individuals increasing their warmth and trust in social situations. Marjoram softens the heart and heals past wounds. It kindles the fire of trust in relationships so that one may fully blossom. When individuals feel safe and loved, they express their authenticity more freely. Marjoram restores trust and openness so that true bonds of love may be formed in friendships and relationships. So you can either take it internally, or you could put it over your heart and your chest, or you can just breathe it in. So marjoram's the oil of connection. All right. I enjoy being appreciated for my kindness, but resist being a people pleaser. Ooh, hard that one. I consciously nurture my long-term relationships. I have no fear of rejection. I am approachable and lovable. All right, still another meridian. So adrenals. So we'll go into triple warmer, and also so vulnerability is stuck here. And another oil here too, Terra Shield. So it's like an insect repellent, but it also is about repelling people that are a bit parasitic. All right, while the confusion between boundaries is often unintentional, there are those who would attack or target others. So Cherish Shield teaches individuals to hold strong boundaries and not allow themselves to be pushed around. It imbues individuals with courage and confidence to stand up for themselves and face their attackers. So you might use that if your boundaries are a little bit sloppy at times. So if you need to strengthen your boundaries or get better at saying no when you're being pushed more than you feel comfortable in being pushed, then you could use this oil as a way to help protect yourself and shield yourself. Okay. Well, thank you to those that jumped on the call. I really appreciate you commenting. I look forward to hearing stories of your humor or things that have made you laugh or things that are, oh, hi, Elizabeth. Yeah, two Elizabeths. Sometimes things turn out, this is what Tabitha said, sometimes things turn out okay, just in a different way than I thought it would. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. And I guess it's like we have this picture of how life should be, or the picture we had in our head of how it wants to be. And often life turns out nothing like that picture. And it's almost like we have to rip up the old picture and make a new one. All right. Well, thank you. And I hope that your humor helps get you through the day and the week and the month, and that you are able to use humor as a great tool to get through the difficulties of life. And I'm sure we can turn our difficult days around as we use humor. All right. Thank you, and see you